Awesome. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our live stream class. I'm Chris, and this is Instructor Brad. And we're going to start off right away with just nice high knee lifts. We're going to start with a warm-up that's going to take us through a lot of strikes. We're going to be looking at stick and knife as well. Good, nice. And then just lifting up the heels towards the butt. Good, rolling the shoulders. And now just into uppercuts, nice and light. In front of you, you're doing a ball heel exchange. You're punching no higher than your nose height. And if we slow it down, we just have the hip rotating to center line and keeping the other hand close to that center line that's not attacking. Good. Let's speed it up again. Nice. The head is trying to stay still and focused on your opponent, but your shoulders are swinging past each other for your uppercuts. Good. Number 4 elbow with just ball heel exchange. Again, this is just part of our warm-up, but it's also a review on our striking. Good. Nice. And shake it out. Good. From here, we're going to go into little lunge steps with just a half squat or a half lunge on either side. Keeping the hands up. Good. Now you can throw in some reverse brush blocks as you're going back and forth. And freeze. Notice how this has got to go past your face. This arm is bent. Let's continue. Well done, everybody. And shaking it out. Good. Let's go into some nice swinging crane blocks. Take your time. Let those hips warm up. Good job, everyone. Good. Now from here, standing in a neutral stance, we're going to do a foot check on our leg, where normally the foot check is out here as a block. So we're going to tap our leg, then throw a side kick, come on back. Good. So we'll go to the left side, tap, side kick, and back. Tap, side kick, and back. Keep going, please. As you do this, notice how your hands and your face turn to the side kick. Good. So you're just doing a foot check and then a side kick. Let's go a couple more. Good. And shuffle your feet. Nice. Good. Now, as we do our foot check, we're going to kick to the right. It's going to be a side kick. As we do this, we hop. We're going to exaggerate the foot transfer or the weight transfer. So we go to our left. As I bring up my foot, I'm hopping as I kick. Let's see what it looks like with a certain breath. It really hops, pushes the support leg heel into the direction of the kick. Nice. Couple more. Good. One more. Excellent. Right back, everybody, please. Jumbi. Okay, we're going to start off with inside Andolio Chuggy swing kicks. We're going to be alternating sides. Please begin. As you're doing this kick at home, again, start off with a small circle, keeping the height down, and then gradually bringing it up as you start to really warm up. Also, if you could think of your nose being extended like Pinocchio's nose, so you're kicking your foot through and making your nose move, so you're going past the center line each time. While Brad continues and you continue to do this inside swing kick, the contact point of this kick is typically the bone of your tibia at the bottom, called the medial malleolus, so the inside ankle bone. It could be the bottom of your foot if you extend your foot and turn it sideways. That could also be part of the striking surface if you want to be a little bit softer and more forgiving on your opponent. Good, and shuffling your feet, please. So now if you can go to an edge of a couch or to a wall that you're allowed to put your hands on, Instructor Brad's just going to go into a series of upper body push-ups from a wall. Again, from the wall, you're just trying to get your hands switching different positions, so you're activating different muscles. All right, so he's going diamond, push-up, regular push-up, one hand elevated, switching that elevation, and then just keep going. And as you develop this, you know, sort of like maybe afterwards you might decide, I'm going to do 3 sets of 20. Or maybe you've been doing this before, you can go 3 sets of 30 or even 40, and you're going to start to feel your pecs your shoulders and your triceps. Good, and back to facing the camera, please. Sir. All right, everybody, good. Right leg back, please. Jumbi. We were alternating inside, so now we're doing outside. Remember, before we kick with the outside swing kick. All right, Bakatha Chuggy. We want to snap our hips across and then create that big arc. Ready, please, and begin. There we go, nice and smooth. Often when we develop this kick at the beginning, it's really a training kick, especially if we're locking our leg out and keeping it really straight the whole time. With that longer lever, you're getting more on the way of strengthening the hip as well as bigger range, so you're getting more flexibility. Good, now let's turn this into an outside whip kick, which is more of the street version, where the knee's really bent until you fire and straighten out your leg. So it's still the outside swing kick with the knee bent. This makes the kick actually a little bit faster. All right, it's a smaller radius or area that you're covering for the kick. Good job, sir. Excellent. And bro, okay, students, please pick up a single stick. From your single stick, we're going to take the stick and take a look at it here. And I got my puño, which has got at least 3 fingers to a hand width at the bottom of my stick. As I start to take a look at my stick, we're going to look at a motion where we're just rotating and rolling our wrist. So let's just go to the first position. We're throwing the stick forward. We're pinching it between our thumb and our hand, and our palm is up. From here, just take your other hand and push on the stick, which would resemble the momentum, and bring it back into your hand and grip it again. Open your hand, palm up, push it through, grab the stick again. So now without this hand, I just use the momentum to carry it through. Palm up, back into my hand. Good. Those of you who've done this lots, 2 rotations. So 1, 2 down, 1, 2 up. 1, 2 down, 1, 2 up. Good. This time we're doing inside roll. So you're going to go inside, tuck it to your armpit. Let's take a look at that again. So instead of putting it to the outside and palm up, I put it to the inside and go palm down, torsion my thumb through. Good. Then we switch to the other side. Excellent. So down, open your hand, palm up, push the stick through, back into your hand. Good. Palm up, push it through. This time we're just going to use some momentum to carry it through. Remember, your palm comes up on each rotation as you do a forward outside swing. Good. Now we're going to take that stick. We'll do 2 rotations. So 1, 2, and down. 1, 2, and up. 1, 2, and down. Good job. 1, 2, and up. Interior roll. Rotate. Thumb goes down. Stick ends up underneath your armpit. And then we're going to switch. Interior roll. Switch. Interior roll. Take your time. Mistakes are allowed. Good. Nice. Now in this last one, we're going to stop here. All right. We're going to strike across the body. Come back to a nice boxing position. Interior roll. Strike across. Come on back. Nice. To here. Strike across. Come on back. Good. This next one, we're going to do the roll this way. So an exterior roll. 1, 2. You'll notice that the palm is still up at some point, and you're just throwing it back, using the momentum of your stick to clear your elbow and go all the way around. Good. Excellent. Now we're going to take it and put it over top of our shoulder. We're going to reach underneath, and we're going to grab. And when I say over top of your shoulder, let it slide along your shoulder so you can grab the stick. Good. From here, come through. Let it go on the outside of your shoulder, grab. So typical kind of nunchuck motion here. Nice. Now, at any time, you can grab the stick and pull the stick towards you, pushing your hand away from your body, getting a nice stretch. Good. And then same thing on the other side. And pull the stick in, get a bit of a stretch. So now what I like to do is just go for continuous motion, back and forth on both sides. Good job. Excellent. And relax. Good. We're going to now review with your preferred hand your 9 angles. So we start off, we can be left leg in front or right leg in front. To keep it consistent with a lot of the stuff we're doing, we're going to go right leg and right hand to start with. This gives us a nice tapered body and gets our left leg out of the way. So when we're going through, if I'm following through as a number one, I'm not going to hit my leg. Typically with number one, we keep the stick pointing towards its opponent. So let's start off high up on our shoulder. Center hand stays there and we drop down for number one. I bring my center hand to my bicep, stopping my arm down here. Puño facing back, other end of the stick facing my opponent. Then I abanico, and then come up with a number two, pushing against my bicep, back up, stick pointing towards my opponent. Drop down, 3, turn the stick over, 4, 5, good, 6, with a cruzada, 7, good, let's go windmill over the head, 8, straight down, 9, straight up, good, let's start again, right leg in front, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, exterior roll or whatever, 8 and 9. Nice, good. We'll finish off with a different 9 this time. So again, we were back set up and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This time, bring your stick across your body so it's in the center line. Drop your left hand, slide it up. There's another number 9. Hit with an abanico and come on back. Again, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cruzada, 6 and 7. Exterior roll, 8. And number 9, which would be our rooftop block. Good. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Good. So now we're just going to look at 1 and 2 and get our bodies moving. We want that motion where our hip is dropping in and coming back out, like it's winding up and then being released. So 1 is here. We're going to go 1, 2. We're going to come back. As soon as we make contact with our bicep, right here, we're pushing, coming right back. Our left hand goes out. So it's nice and fast. You're trying to get a whip-like action. So let's just watch Brad here go a few times. Hopefully the stick doesn't come out of his hand and take our camera right off the tripod. There we go, nice. Good. Excellent, and relax. Okay, so from here, just go ahead and do an interior roll again. All right, and you know now you got your hands up, you can block, you can strike, and you can maintain your stick. All right, let's move to the other side. For here, left leg in front. We're going to start off with our number 1 angle, and we're going to drop right down. Notice how that tip of the stick is pointing towards the opponent. Go into an abanico, come back up for number 2. Drop the stick down, pump it up for a 3. Good. From here, come back down to 4. 5. 5 can be here, here, or here. Good. So we do number 5. 6 is in, palms are up. 7 is back, palms are down. Good. Exterior roll. Number 8, straight down through your center line. Number 9, coming back up. Good, abanico. Good, let's go back. Ready? And number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. 7. 8. Good, and 9. So Brad, would you continue on the left side? Sure. So students, as you're practicing your left side, if it's not your dominant hand, you probably need to practice it a bit more than you do on your, dominant hand side. So you might want to spend at least 60% to 70% of your time with your non-dominant side. Now, when you practice your non-dominant side, according to people who study kinesiology and scientific human movement, they realize that there's what's called a crossover effect. So if you're working your left side, you're also developing your right side. Good. Now we're just going to go to that nice whipping action again on the left side. So we're dropping down and coming back up. 1, 2, 1, 2. We're getting that fluid motion. Go ahead, sir. Good. So just developing that whipping action between strike number 1 and strike number 2. Good, good. Nice. And last one, and we're done. Good stuff. All right, thanks, students. Well done. So now if you could lay down the stick and pick up your knife, that would be most helpful. Now let's say I don't have a knife. I don't have something safe or whatever. So I can take this knife and put it away as if I didn't have one. And you can just go back to your stick. All right. So knife angles and stick angles are pretty much identical. This is just basically a larger knife. Now, by the way, if you're able to pass your stick between your head and your hand, then it's considered to still be what we call a long knife, bowie, or short sword. As soon as it gets long enough that it's starting to make contact with your head, consider it a sword. So let's go to the knife. Starting off with our primary edge on the inside. Primary edge here, secondary edge towards the shoulder. From here, holding it between your thumb and your 3 fingers, you're going to pass it through. Now you're going to rotate it in, and now you have a reverse knife position. Turn the palm up, come on back, and then pick. And then we're going to go ahead back to this position. Once you get to here, you're going to have to rotate your primary edge back to the center. So we're going to go back and forth with the knife, squeezing between the thumb and the forefinger. So at any time, we can go into a front grip. Good. Go ahead and follow me. Pick, pick, palm down, slice, palm up, slice. So now we're going back and forth. Now we can add in a stab, slice, slice, pick. Good. Let's do that again. Notice the ball heel exchange, my back right foot. Good. Center aligned hand is protecting me while the other hand is cutting. Bring it over, cut, extend, pick, come back. Nice. Let's say we want to do something similar with the reverse grip. So we got our thumb and our forefinger on the knife. We're letting it slide back and forth. When it comes in alignment with my arm, the knife is pointing up my arm towards my armpit, then I can grab it. Now we're in reverse grip. For my reverse grip, I'm going to go back to the cruzada, which is 6 and 7. Here's number 6. There's number 7. 6, palm up, 7. 6, 7, ball heel exchange. Head is staying on our opponent, but the body is really moving a lot. Nice. Now once I get to here, I can go pick, pick, palm down, cut, palm up, cut, palm down, cut, pick, pick. Turn it over to get that primary edge going across your target. Good. Now we're going to go to here. We're going to hide the knife. It's inside. It's up against our body. Arm is covering it. Can't see the knife, whether the hand is down, hand is up, cross arms, hard to see. From here, we're going to come out and pick. Good. We're going to block and hook. We're going to block and hook. So now imagine a punch is coming at me. The punch comes in. As the punch comes in, I'm hooking that. Cut, cut. The punch comes in, hooking it. Cut, cut. So imagine that's what we're doing here. Thank you, sir. So imagine a cross punch is coming in. You're blocking it, pulling it over, hooking it around, cut, cut, run away. Another punch comes in. Instead of blocking it from this motion, we're going to come across from our shoulder. So we block, push it in, cut, cut, and we're back. It's called a horseshoe block, and you can block with the knife or with your forearms. If you want to cut, you're punching into the knife. You want to turn it, take the knife away, they're hitting you against your forearm. You can also lift your knife up and make the block and then use your knife to trap. So let's do our horseshoe block. So we'll come up and back down. Center line up and back down. 1, 2, good, that's the idea. Nice. And then going back to switching your knife back and forth. However, I'm noticing that my primary edge is pointing to the outside, so I'm going to turn it around. I want my primary edge pointing to the inside. Good. Then going into where the knife is pointing towards my armpit, I'm back into my reverse knife grip hand. This time we're going to do a switch of our feet, and we're going to block with a jamming forearm. Good. As we do that, we're going to hook the knife over and pass their arm down. So instructor Brad's going to punch me with his left hand, a big hooking toward motion here. I'm blocking and passing, and then we're right back to our cuts again. Let's take a look at that one more time. It's 1, cut, push through, pass, pass. We're done. Let's try that again. So we're in a reverse knife grip position. We're stepping with our right leg into a V-step. We're doing a jamming forearm. Knife comes over, hooks, passes here, palm up, palm down. Could be a pick, disengage. Coming on back, ready, V-step, block, pass, cut, cut, pick, disengage. Come on back, ready, and jamming forearm. Good, pass, palm up, palm down, pick, and coming back. Good. All right, so last thing we're going to do with our knife is switching hands. So just go ahead and copy while we're talking about it. I mean, I could switch the knife like that, but that's pretty tricky, especially in combat. And we want to try and make sure that we don't lose the weapon, especially chances are it's not our weapon. We picked it up, we've disarmed somebody, now we have a weapon. If I want to switch from a reverse grip to a front grip, I can spin with my fingertips and do that kind of switch, but it's a little bit more risky. However, if I'm here and I want to change grip position, I might switch hands and then switch hands back. Or from here, I actually use my tiger mouth to help me switch hands. So I got kind of two hands on that knife blade. So again, from a reverse grip, tiger mouth up. I can switch it to my other hand, or reverse grip here, up, tiger mouth, and then just got two hands on it. Now I'm back into that foregrip, rather than having to spend time switching and maybe losing the knife. So now we're going to go from our right hand, we're going to go tiger mouth on the puño end of the knife. Can here, switching into reverse grip. Tiger mouth back to a forward grip. Thank you, to a reverse grip. And forward grip, reverse grip. Good. Students, thank you. Hope that just jogged a few things in your memory about stick and knife, and especially the angles. So bowing out, mind, body, spirit. Placing the knives off to the side and back to your shuffling motions. Good. Okay, we're going to look at some strikes. Let's start off with a very common combination strike. You're defending yourself, back fist, reverse punch. So the back fist, the elbow points towards its opponent, then you bend the wrist with those two big knuckles. Your other hand is out in front, and you've punched, you've attacked high, and now you're punching to the midsection. So you're getting your opponent's hands up with your back fist reverse punch. Good. Back fist reverse punch. Good. Let's continue with that. Notice how Brad's really loading up his left leg and driving hard with his right hand to get that good secondary punch in. Quick watching sides. So back fist, reverse punch. You can throw them at the same level, but the idea is to get their hands up with your back fist and then driving the reverse punch low into the abdomen area. So now Brad's just going to add something in. Quick watching sides. He's going to go, get your hands up, back fist. Drive the punch in low, and then come back high again with the jab. So the whole drill is back fist, low punch, high. Back fist, abdominal punch, punch to the head, towards the head. Good. Pretty common combo of strikes. Good. And so now we're going to take a look at the next one. So this combination is we're going to go use a hammer fist to kind of block with. So we're going to cross the body. Imagine this punch is coming in. I'm going down across the body and then over top of the ear or across the hinge joint of the jaw. So the punch comes in, 1, 2. Watch one more time, 1, 2. So let's do it together, please. Hammer fist down. Good. Hammer fist across. So we're doing number 1 and number 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now we're going to add one in. 1, 2, but with the opposite hand now, number 3. Hammer fist. 4 hammer fist. Good. Let's do that again. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So 1 and 2 are done with your right hand. 3 and 4 with your left. Let's do it again. We're blocking with a 1 strike, making contact with a 2. Good. Bring this back in the center line. Ready? 3. Palm up. 4 towards the groin. Good. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And shuffle your feet, please. Our last combo for today is a high, high, low, low. We're coming in, we're punching high. Person's really bringing their hands up to protect themselves. Then we punch low. As we punch low, we bring our hands back to our center line. So we're getting their hands up, striking where it's open, and back and reset. High, high, low, low. Good. Try and get it nice and smooth now. Good. One more time. Thank you, sir. Okay, we are ready to bow out. All right, I know it's a short class. Feel free to extend this, to take some of the things you've been training with us and just build upon it. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you, Instructor Brad, for helping me out, demonstrating everything. Let's do a quick bow out. Shop, chariot, kanyi, ki, makto janbi, makto shishak. Stepping forward with your right leg, makto good. Tap, shop, hit, kanyi, ki. Thank you, sir. We're just going to follow this up now with a philosophy session for the teens and the adults. One that we've been kind of entertaining for a while, especially under the circumstances that we have with lots of adversity financially, as well as with the pandemic. It's trying times, to say the least, and we might find that our stress levels come up, and when stress levels come up, often our coping mechanism for stressful times will kick in. So for some people, that might be watching a lot of TV or a lot of screen time. For other people, it's sleeping a lot, and they might be sleeping 14, 16 hours a day because they're just a little bit trying to deal with the stress, and that's one way they deal with it. Other people, it's eating, overeating, and the list goes on and on. So when we start to look at dealing with stress, one way is to look at your perception of the stress, and another one is be aware of your ways of coping or dealing with stress. Some of them might be really positive. Let's say when you're really stressful, you note your emotions, you acknowledge them. Maybe you go for a chance to talk with a friend. Or reflection on why you're stressed out. So one thing about being stressed is there's stress that we pretty much self-impose upon ourselves, and there's just normal stresses. The stress that we're facing is probably not much different than stresses that people, our ancestors, have faced throughout many hundreds and hundreds of years. So we take a look at it and say, is there anything we can really do about it? If not, then try and accept that it's happening. Just accepting that it's a difficult time, lots of adversity, can help us to relax and not have to feel stressed about it. We know, we accept it, and now we're just going to do the best that we can. That perception of I'm accepting what is, what's going on, and now I'm going to be able to put all my energy towards doing the best with the cards that have been dealt me, is a great perception because it liberates you, frees your energy up to dealing with what you have to deal with. Other ways, which are not as healthy ways of coping with stress, I would call them dysfunctional ways of dealing with stress, are when we start to do things like I'm denying that it's happening. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to read about it. I don't want to ever see this on the news. I'm going to pretend it's not happening. And that's a way of coping, but it doesn't necessarily put you in a position where you're going to deal with the actual reality effectively or efficiently. Other ways of dealing with stress is, like I was saying before, is distracting yourself. I'm distracting myself with a bucket of ice cream. I'm distracting myself with, 23 hours out of 24 of Netflix. It's just a distraction. It doesn't change your reality, other than it might create a reality that is, sedentary and not helping you to be the best version of yourself. So with having said that, there's, again, stress is stress. We are who we are because of stress. We get physical stress on us just by gravity. It makes us stronger. If we're on a planet with less gravity, physically we probably wouldn't be as strong because we wouldn't have to be. All right. Stress can be viewed as something very, very positive. Stress can also be viewed as something that can be wearing and tearing on us emotionally, psychologically, and physically. So that is also, I think, true, and that is a reality. And so learning how to manage and cope with your stress is really important. Maintaining a good reality check on how you deal with stress. Just being honest with yourself, noticing your behaviors is also wonderful, because remember, how you handle stress is going to largely impact your relationships, your friendships, whether you're in grade 4, whether you got a family, you have relationships, and if you're really stressed out and not handling that very well, it's going to impact your relationships. So I wish you all the best. Remember, if you are really stressed out, go over it with yourself, but talk it over with other people. Get alternate views. And also just talking about it can help to relieve a lot of our stress and help us to now start to focus on adapting to stress rather than just coping with it. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for listening. Namaste.